Hi everybody, in this video I will be showing how to install the Orion library, how to use it, and most importantly how to import it in Blender. Here we go. Before we start, you will need Houdini installed and the Paricle noise system HDA. If you haven't set it up yet, I'll show you right now and it takes about a minute. Once you open Houdini, go to Assets, install Asset Library, and here you should be choosing all the HDAs and pressing Accept. Once you press install, we are ready to go. The nodes are now ready to use. It's red right now for me because it's already installed. This is going to be your viewport. And step 1 is to create a geometry. Let me introduce you guys. This part is the viewport. This part is operator editor, and this part is all the nodes going to gallery. When you come up here, press tab and open the search menu. This is how you create everything in Houdini. You must type geo, hit enter, and double click and go into the node. Press tab again, type sphere, or you can pick any test geometry. I'll go with sphere. And quick note, this works with any geometry, your logo, a character, text, or anything. We're just using a sphere to keep it simple, but in a later video we'll talk about everything else. I'm just gonna click and drop here, and I have a geometry. I'm gonna switch back to light mode. I'm gonna save it, Orion Particle Tutorial, and here we go. This part is going to be the part where we're connecting the nodes, and this part is going to be all the geometry additions. I'm gonna switch it to polygon, increase the frequency so I have a smoother sphere. I'm gonna make it 12. And the step 2 is to create an Orion scatter, which is called Ori scatter. For better visualization purposes, I'm gonna switch to the pixels. So it was points. I'm gonna make it pixels from right clicking here. I'm just gonna bring my mouse to the viewport, press D, come background, color theme to dark, and then I'm just gonna close the ground. And I'm seeing the particles. You'll see points scattered across the surface, and these are your particles. One thing to set here is a piece scale. This is particle size, and basically like it's just the size of your particles. It's not showing here, and I'll show you how to show it in a second. Right now we have here a total particle count, which I've set at 1,000,000. If you middle click to a node, you will see the points as we put it here. And I'm just gonna make it 100,000 right now, just to keep everything more simple and fast. And I'm gonna make sure my real time toggle is on, so I'm in at 34 frames per second. I'm just gonna come up here noises. We have a color variation part and we have a particle scale variation part. So basically right now, if I visualize my disk, I'm gonna see some particles just being bigger than the other, as you can see. Right now we are having some nice contrast here. Just gonna make it a little simple. Yeah, I love to keep my particles the min value of 0.001 and 0.002, so that just gives me a nice contrast. Actually, something like this could work. Yeah, like this. Smaller means denser and then larger means more spread out. Just keep in mind. And also in the color part, you can play with your colors. And if you want your particles to be scattered all over the inside, you should switch to volume scatter, since it has it fills the inside particles. And if you want a density, you can always make sure that you have a density button to play on. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it surface. The next thing, which is step 3, is to create Ori particle noiser. I'm just gonna click this sphere to connect it even easier. Press tab, Ori particle noiser, hit enter, and then visualize the node. And all I gotta do is switch back to pixels again. I switched to disks just to see the particle P scale variation. we're gonna just play. I'm just gonna see my particles moving all around as it's working. The particles are right now moving in the viewport, and three controls actually here. Strength, how intense the motion is, and the frequency is how tight or loose the noise pattern is, as well as the speed is how fast the particle move. In the noise type part, you can just like pick a noise type from the drop down and deal in these three, and then you're done. Like you have around you have 8 noise types, and if you want hints, you can always click the hints and breakdown part to read what's going on. Such as my favorite is a 6, which is custom vortex field, and I'm just gonna put 6 and I'll let it play. Yeah, here you go. And then I'm just gonna increase the strength, and then my noise will be faster. And if I just increase the frequency, I'm gonna see. I don't like this actually. I'm just gonna keep it low. Yeah, maybe 1 was a good option. Just before I mention, there's a full parameter breakdown video linked in below if you want to go even deeper. And this is all optional. We're just gonna close in some breakdown. Since we have a nice particle simulation right now here, I'm seeing a little stepping actually. Yeah, but I'm gonna talk in a different video. If you wanna fix this, you can always drop down Ori fix stepping node, and this will fix everything. Actually, let's go with this. You don't need it, but I'll just keep it. I'll not keep it, okay. I just wanna make it as simple as possible. Right now, I'm gonna drop as a step 4 Ori Blender export, which allows me to export particles in Blender. So right now, all I have to do is put a library. I've created some here. I'm just gonna name it my vortex particles. Actually, I'm gonna go with really high amount of particle. I'm gonna go with 5 million, and you can still see it's working really great. And actually, I'm just gonna make sure that my color is more frequent. So I'm just gonna lower the element size. Yeah, so I have more sort of like color variation in 3. And the color here doesn't matter. I'm just gonna show you how to edit this as well. So I'm just gonna play it. Yeah, this is good. So I just want to export a frame. So I'm just gonna put 1 and 24. If you want a static, you can just always choose a render current frame. So it's gonna render the frame that you're on. Right now it's 21. I'm just gonna switch back to render frame range, and I'm just gonna hit save to disk. It's just gonna save. And then we're done. All we gotta do is open the Blender. And inside of Blender, I am using an app called Everything. So I'm just gonna .usd, and I'm just gonna drag down here and import the USD. And I'm gonna see my particles actually here. They're working pretty nice. And I'm just gonna make sure that before I switch to the renders, I wanna make sure that I'm in cycles, GPU compute, and I'm just gonna set everything right now. So if I just visualize it as a default, I'm gonna get a really bad looking particles. Just gonna switch the background color. Yeah, and right now I'm gonna show you guys how to set up the particles in the right way. You're gonna need to go first into the geometry node and then create new, and you need to set point radius, and then this should be really low. I want to go to here, something like here, 0.5, yeah, something like really low, 3, and it already starts to look better. But how to shade is more important. So basically, you're gonna go to the shader editor, click on your points, create new, and then all you gotta do is just make sure that you have nothing. The base color is also really dark, black, and to be honest, I want no. No sheen, no roughness, nothing. I want to use nothing. Okay. All I need is color attribute. No, not the color attribute. Color attribute, yes. And then display color as a color here. If I just visualize it, if I just plug it into the color and increase the strength, I'm gonna see that I'm having my colors instead. But what I want to do is I want to drop down the color ramp and then play with my new colors, such as I want some reddish, create one more, get a little contrast, and this should be a little wider. Maybe not. Well, let's just go with blue, since it's a nicer color. Some blue. Yeah, something like this. Then increase the strength of an emission. Let's go to the render. Okay, right now the particle is looking much better, but there's quite a few things I would like to change. In the pro tips, you should be lowering the alpha very low, 0.1, maybe 0.05, just to get some little untransparent particles, and increase the strength. So the denser the particle area is more visible than single particles, and it looks wonderful, as you can see. I'm just gonna go to timeline, and then I'm gonna make sure that it's working really fast as well, because we have 5 million points. And then ta-da, it looks perfect. It looks really cool. Just gonna drag it up so you can see it clearly. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video was a really cool demonstration, and the next video will be custom geometry and advanced render settings. Thanks so much. See you there.